And we are recording.
It's
ready
official
for RoundAbout
You're
78.
recording on the...
Yes,
What
we
you
are
were doing
recording
on the-
there, and I will be prepared to mark it as we start.
Alrighty, let's just go back to the rundown. So you guys ready? We'll get this show on the roadways here right now. Coming up on Roundabout, prepare to get screwed by a bizarre Russian vehicle, find out who has the world's greatest driveway, and learn what vehicles Uncle Sam absolutely will not let you drive.
Denied!
All that and more coming up on Roundabout. Roundabout is sponsored by Advance Auto Parts. Visit our website, roundaboutshow.com, to get up to $30 off your next purchase.
From Autotropolis in Jacksonville, Florida, I'm Jeffrey Ross.
From Autoblog.com in Huntington Beach, California, I'm Jeff Glucker.
From Publication in Place, I'm Eric Tritko.
I'm your host, Craig Cole.
Right, whatever. I'm producer Ben Sanders.
This is Roundabout.
Hello and welcome to Roundabout, episode number 78, our weekly chat covering car culture, vehicle reviews, and some of the auto news you may have missed.
Well, top of the early evening to you all, or whatever time it is you happen to be listening to the show, because, of course, the edited podcast version is available 24/7.
That's
that in
right.
mind. It's a plug.
Absolutely.
I'm plugging it early
Oh, good.
and often.
Thank
I
you.
just want the people to be aware. You know, we have a variety of different ways to listen to the show. We try to serve you, the loyal audience. So we have got an...
Here's a shout out to YouTube. Hey,
yeah,
YouTube.
Hey, yeah, you've been embedding it on the YouTube.
That's right.
It's
So you
a
can
bit- it's
you
the
get
internet as a
video of
collection
all
of
of our
tools, yeah.
awesome,
Sitting
like
here mostly.
sitting
and-
here
yep.
stuff and screenshots of the
I
articles.
couldn't just go
and
to a retirement home if I wanted to see people sitting. That'd be inconvenient.
move on.
We've got a wonderful show planned for you today. I know I say that every week, and it is true, as it always is. So, yeah, the theme this week, in case you were wondering,
Is
Oh, taking it to the max.
well, Ben had $5 burning a hole in his pocket, so he had to go. He went out and got himself a copy of GarageBand for his Apple iPad there, and they claim it can turn anyone into a musician, but well, that remains to be seen. But no, commendable effort, Ben.
thank you.
Thank you. That's a great
We're gonna-
job.
And this week we will take it to the max.
We are taking it to the max, not to be confused with a particular chain store that sells office supplies in Michigan, though. So keep that in mind.
Correct.
Anyway, moving along, joining us this week, as we mentioned earlier, from California no less, we have Jeff Glucker of Autoblog fame.
What's up, guys?
We're glad you could make it. Virtually make
happy
it,
to
that
be
is.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
It's warmer where I am, so I'm happy to be joining you virtually.
yes, it is. Let me just check here.
He's looking out the window
It's just as crappy as it always is in
Yep.
Michigan.
Yes, but the winds are gusting at about 50 miles an hour, so
Yes.
it was fun to watch the semis on the highway kind of, move over half a lane.
Yeah. That's right. I mean, they're pretty slab-sided, So
Yeah, their arrow going forward,
Right.
sideways, not so much.
yeah. But so Jeff Glucker, glad you could make it. Second time on the show.
Yep,
So yeah.
that's correct. But I'm confused by the theme because I thought you guys take it to the max every single week. So how's that going to be different this week?
We have a cool soundbite this week.
That's the
So it
difference.
makes it official.
Ben took it to the max. His credit card limit is maxed now. So buying GarageBand.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
Did
paying
you
for
need me
gas
to
in
play
the
it
G8.
again? Did I need to play it again?
If you need to play it again.
No,
Ben,
I
feel
don't.
free. Okay, well, 'cause
I don't
we
think anyone needs to hear that again.
No, they don't. No, especially me. So diving right in, the first story we've got here, conveniently is from Autoblog. If you're not familiar with it, it is one
What
of
do
the
you
internet's
know?
Finest sources for automotive, articles. and news related-
Largest automotive publication on the web.
Is it?
We should change our name to Autoblog Lite, since I mean, all we are is a weekly link fest for them. So that'd be a good idea.
I'm detecting a bit of bitterness Not gonna lie.
Well, it's that what do you call it? Associate. We're getting that associate click-throughs for their nickel every.
From the Google ads.
We're part of the Autoblog Associate program.
You guys have actually just been purchased by Huffington Post.
Mark it, Ben. Yeah. So the first story we've got here, taking it to the max and potentially beyond. There's a guy. He's got himself an SRT4 Dodge Neon. Now, if you remember back a few years ago, the Neon was a kind of a crappy car, but the SRT4 okay, it was really a crappy car. But the SRT4 version actually had some legitimate performance to it, and there's a lot you could do to the engine to really boost the power. So this guy allegedly, he's in Canada, and allegedly he was doing 144 miles an hour and got caught apparently by the Mounties and cited for obviously exceeding the limit by quite a bit. Apparently the fine associated with that is $3,651. That's Canadian though.
Well, see though that he got off light, and I'll tell you, those who don't travel the 401, the 407 throughout Ontario, anyways, and around the GTA, which is also known as the Greater Toronto Area.
Is this the street racing thing?
Yeah. Well, this is originally why it got passed. Was street racing, but it's on the highways and all over now. You'll see these massive billboards that say, I think it starts at 20 kilometers an hour over, $100 fine, 1 point. 30K over, $300 fine, 2 points. 50K over is $10,000 fine and immediate confiscation of your vehicle. There on the spot. So how he got away with only a $3,000 fine is.
That's a very good question. So anyway, like any good motorist that gets into a little bit of hot water, he is fighting the citation. Understandably, it's a lot of money to pay, but perhaps there's a way he can get out of it. Unfortunately, he claimed in court that his car was not capable of traveling that fast, being that it is only a crappy little Dodge Neon. Unfortunately for him, he's trying to sell said vehicle. And he's boasting of the $25,000 worth of upgrades he put into the engine to make it go faster. Good luck with that one, buddy.
If I put $25,000 worth of upgrades into an engine, I would be going 8 seconds in the quarter mile at about $1.50.
You probably could spend half that and go that fast, Eric.
Yes,
well, it doesn't say those went to the engine. I mean, he could
total
$25,000 worth of added spoilers and stickers. Go fast
stereo. You forgot 500 pounds of stereo equipment.
You gotta have the subs. Tear apart a phone book, right? No. So yeah, $25,000 in upgrades, and he's boasting about the car's performance.
And then how much does he have the car listed for sale?
That's the kicker. You can drive it home right now, Eric, if you wanted. $9,900. Canadian? Probably.
So that's like 11,000 American.
I was gonna say we're in a little trouble here. Exchange rate. So yeah, Jeff, out in Southern California, Jeff number 2, that is. Street racing, car culture is a big deal. You guys ever seen anything like this? Of course.
I mean, you hear stories of people doing dumb stuff on the road and then bragging about it. But I remember there was a story recently where a guy was street racing down in San Diego, and he lost control, and I think he split his car in half and survived. So there's nothing really left to sell there unless the engine was okay. But I haven't heard of this one specifically where you brag about your car while you're still working on your very, very expensive ticket. That even beats my best speeding ticket, so that was pretty good.
What's the word I'm thinking of?
I'm sure someday there's going to be a person that gets busted by their own YouTube video or something. If it hasn't happened already.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'd be surprised if that hasn't already happened.
Yeah. So there you go. If you're going to be dumb, you got to be tough. What else can be said? Jefferson Ross, you've got something a little bit more luxurious that's taking it to the max.
Land Rover's taking it to the max with a $170,000 Range Rover. This vehicle will be on display next week at the New York Auto Show. Yeah. And Ben will really appreciate this because it comes with a rear entertainment system that consists of dual iPads.
Hell yeah!
Is there a model, a dual iPad model he's not aware of?
It's the iPad DS.
It's the book style iPad. Yeah.
No, there's 2 iPads.
iPad
Dual.
Folio.
Dual
Are
means
they
2.
meant for one person to look at?
No,
like one for your.
There's one for each rear passenger because it's not a 5-seater; it's a 4-seater.
I was hoping like on the back of one seat, it'd be like 2 mounted. One for your spreadsheet and one to watch a movie on or something like that.
I'm a little concerned
multitask that
though.
well.
Because it doesn't say they're iPad 2s or not, and they certainly wouldn't be worth it. They were only iPads.
Yeah.
That'd be a $6,000
I do like that it has a
upgrade by-
drink chiller. That's nice.
Yeah.
It's like the caliber.
Keep your bubbly on ice.
Exactly.
Your Gatorade in the glove box.
This is
You don't want to spill it on the teak floor, though. That could get expensive to clean.
Jeff, they used to make battleship decks out of teak. I wouldn't be worried. All right.
That's a good point.
That's what
Were you
good,
aware?
Good outdoor
And now
furniture
you
is still
know.
made of teak too. But anyways, what I was gonna say is there's as good as this sounds, it's still not quite as good as a company who did upgrades on Land Rovers that went out of business about 2 years ago.
Mhm.
They had a whole cabinet that fit in the back part
I
of
think
it,
I saw that.
and it was made out of like mahogany and bird's eye maple and stuff like this, and it had like. It like half of it held like gun shells, and the other half
Did
held
they do this
liquor.
On Top Gear?
Yes,
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that.
and the other half of liquor. And if you bought it, you got they would refill the liquor in there for the life of your life. I'm like,
Kind of encouraging the wrong thing there. But, hey, who am I?
shotgun shells and scotch
and driving. Yes.
Yes.
So Jeff, 170 grand. Jefferson, I'm talking to. 170 grand. You've got to get some other upgrades beyond simple iPads. I mean, a toddler could have an iPad. Let's be honest, Ben. If I may be frank. What else do you get?
I mean, it comes with like what I'm assuming is some of the best materials. I mean, it mentions aluminum, of course, the teak floors, some real wood throughout the Kalahari. I don't even know what that is, so it must be nice. If I don't know what it
The
is.
desert, isn't it?
Yeah. Wow. And
What is it?
510 horsepowers.
But don't all the big Range Rovers have that engine?
Probably.
So I don't think the engine's anything special.
It is a 5-liter supercharged V8 V-type 8-cylinder engine delivering an illustrious 510 horsepower and a nearly equal 461 pound-feet of torque, which can propel this
Press
Range
release
Rover.
doesn't actually say this, folks.
I am embellishing, all right?
Craig is ad-libbing.
Yeah. So 0 to 60 in a breathtaking, and I did not make that up, 5.9 seconds. Not so breathtaking, but you be the jury. Not
Just
worth
took
it.
his breath away.
If you have asthma, it's quite breathtaking.
That's the.
If you're susceptible to breath being taken away.
You're,
But there's only 500 being sold worldwide, and only 50 or fewer than 50 are coming to the U.S. of A. So
wow.
if you have
Exclusive.
this kind of money to blow on a car,
And how much is it?
170.
Wow.
That's a bargain.
That's a notgonnahappen.com. I'm
That's
going to
like
pass.
2 regular Range Rovers.
I wouldn't even want the regular Range Rover. I certainly don't want that costs twice as much, you know?
Yeah,
Sorry.
just imagine the electrical repairs on this thing.
You know, as I search for a different vehicle than the Ranger, and I scan the price range I'm looking for, you see some like Discovery 2s and SE7s pop up, and you go, it'd be cool. Then you see they
8
tend,
miles per gallon.
Well, no,
and
it's
terrible
more that
reliability.
anything over 100, anything that has over 100,000 miles seems to have engine troubles. You know, it's like I'm gonna spend that kind of money and then have to go drop another $3 or $4 grand to put another engine in it. Yeah.
Maybe you could get some sort of body kit, and it could be the Ranger Rover.
Put an iPad in the back seat it doesn't have? Well, maybe in the bed. Yeah.
Call it
great.
the Ranger Autobiography Ultimate Edition.
With gold leaf. It needs some gold leaf. Yeah. So, Eric, you've got our next article here about taking it to the max and getting screwed at the same time.
Yeah, apparently this
Figuratively,
this
people.
was,
It's a family show.
This was written by Tom Clancy, and involves a Russian submarine. I'm sorry, a what would you call that thing? Some type of military vehicle. And rather than wheels or tracks, it has a screw drive system, much like a legendary, mythical Russian submarine.
The
Hunt
Akula.
for Red October.
Yes, the Krasny Oktyoba.
Dos Vidonius.
Yeah, no word if Marco Ramius was the original test pilot for the vehicle. But anyways, given some of the conditions of what you have to go through in Russia and the various terrains, seeing as how in the Soviet era it was like 15 or 16 different time zones in width.
It's the largest country in the world.
It was at one time.
Still is, I think.
Probably still is, yes. So you had to go through some interesting terrain and without having to change stuff up, and this was certainly an interesting way on how to do it, where it would, crab along or kind of worm its way forward.
Yeah.
But it could work through brush, it could work through mud, it could work, across a frozen tundra.
Well, when you say crab, how does it actually move, Eric? What's propelling this thing?
It actually has these big metal screws where you would see, would think tank tracks could go. And as they turn and drive, it can drive forward, sideways, and they can be independent. I believe I saw they could be independently controlled, so that you could almost turn it on a dime like a tank. So
you got to see the picture to believe.
Yeah, it could haul two and a half tons, which isn't bad. So it's like a deuce and just a different style deuce and a half. So very cool vehicle. It looks like this particular one just rusting out in a field, as you might expect of ancient Soviet military equipment to come upon, but
it's awesome looking.
It is.
I want one.
Actually, it's funny because if you look at the picture of the back of it, it looks like the back of it looks like a houseboat.
I was going to say it looks like a land pontoon.
Yeah, exactly, a pontoon boat or something. Yeah, exactly. So it's cool. I like this thing. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, you got to check out. There's a short video that goes along with it. We found it on Jalopnik, but hit our website, roundaboutshow.com, for the link in the show notes. You've got to watch the video. This thing is awesome. I don't know about you, Jeff, but I want one of these bad. It's awesome.
I would like it just to deal with Southern California traffic, because I think that would go well with some of the people the way they drive around here.
Wonder what the mileage is on it.
Gallons to the mile.
Exactly. It's like if you can afford to fuel an ocean liner, you'll be okay with this.
You'll like this.
Yeah, definitely. So awesome story there. Next up, Texas approves the nation's highest speed limit. I like.
So the state of Texas, basically the House of Representatives have approved a bill that would allow the Department of Transportation to raise certain speed limits to 85 miles an hour. They haven't gone out and done that yet, because it's going to require some studies and analysis before they can say, okay, this road can be 85. But it's nice to see that they now have the ability to do that.
It's a bunch of codswallop. Just make it 85. That's what I say.
Well, the state already has well over 500 miles of highway that have 80 mile per hour speed limits. So they're already pretty dang close anyway. And if the speed limit's 80, people are doing 90.
Absolutely. Just make it an even 100.
Or make it like Montana and get rid of speed limits.
Do they still do that?
No.
They did for a while, but it was in daylight hours. It was sort of
drive a safe and prudent speed.
Yes.
Wasn't that it?
Of course, the typical outrage is coming from people like in New York City and Boston and Washington D.C., where it's impossible to drive over 15 miles an hour because you're so crammed with traffic. So they're like, "Why? How could you drive? That's going to be unsafe." And you're like, have you ever been to West Texas?
New York City.
Like you enter Texas, on one end of the length, and you could probably drive at 55 miles an hour, which is some arbitrary speed, which is the safest speed you could drive, but it was arbitrary.
And for fuel efficiency.
And about 24 hours later, you'd come out on the other side of Texas, driving that speed. So, yeah.
Well, the weird thing about driving in Texas is, like, once you get outside of the big cities, the road seems to get, wider too. I think it's just because everything around you gets wider, so you just want to drive fast anyway.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's so open out there. You actually see the curvature of the earth.
Yeah. Big sky country, I understand. How about American Autobahns? Now that's something I'd like to see. Except we suck at driving, so.
Well, I was going to say, have you seen the roads around here? Some of the potholes around here are bad enough at 40 miles an hour, let alone at 100.
You coast over America.
I say.
They could do it from Jacksonville to Miami.
Oh yeah, it'd be nice. That's a beautiful stretch of road. Boring as hell to drive, but it's smooth.
It's pretty much that way anyway. The only difference is there's cops on the road.
Although Jeff, on I-5 is pretty much about 90 miles an hour speed limit there, isn't it?
Yeah, it seems like it is. The traffic moves pretty quickly out here, so which is kind of nice. Just the sad part is no one knows what they're doing. No one gets out of the left lane, and I don't know. I'm getting pretty fed up with driving out here.
It's
That's
a
a whole other
cluster
topic.
blanker or something. Yeah. So speed limit 85. I say bring it on. I say 100 mile. That's what I'm voting for.
85 could be reasonable.
I think
100.
88 miles an hour.
That's a good one, right there. Yeah,
It's
88.
a nice
We'll split the
round
difference.
number.
So speaking of speed and taking it to the max, Jeff, what is Hot Wheels up to here?
This year's Indianapolis 500, they're going to attempt the world's longest jump using what looks like a door and a regular like plastic track set that you would use when you're a kid, or in my case, like 2 years ago. I mean, it was always cool the things you could do with Matchbox cars, but they're not using Matchbox. They're using a real truck, and it appears to be a trophy truck or something very close. And it's 100 foot tall. No, 300 feet tall.
300
But, I
feet?
mean, it's a massive jump that they're going to launch this truck off of, and it's going to be fun to watch. I
But
think
what
I'm
if,
gonna
what
watch
if they
the
made
race
it
just for
300
this.
feet? Jeff?
Yeah?
What if they actually made it 300 feet?
What if they made it 500 feet?
Ooh, it is the Indy 500.
They showed practice footage of the jumps on the Hot Wheels Facebook page, and it looks pretty nuts. So it'll be pretty cool to see the full scale thing when it happens.
Yeah, when I was watching the video, there wasn't the jump part. They were just driving down the ramp. And that, I mean, it looked like a roller coaster part. That's pretty cool.
It seems like oh, go ahead, Rick.
Is Hot Wheels, are they trying to, I don't want to say become relevant, but are they trying to recreate their glory days of the 60s and 70s? Because they're doing this. They have got that ad that's basically the big loop-de-loop on the
the
bridge.
road, yeah,
Oh, right,
overpass.
You know,
Yeah.
it seemed to be doing a lot of promotion of late.
Yeah, they've got like a new car that's got a camera in it that'll
Yep.
show like point of view.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Well,
could
kids
be.
probably don't play with Hot Wheels anymore. They have little iPads that have cars on them that they can drive or play video games.
It's the fleecing of America, you know.
Lazy children.
Yeah. See, two things about this. A, it looks fake to me. This looks like a Photoshop. Why do they need a gigantic door? Just build a ramp. But hey, I'm pragmatic. And number two, it seems horribly unsafe. I'm not gonna lie.
I hope he's wearing his seatbelt. That's all I have to say.
Safety is not of concern as much as coolness.
And is this motor vehicle going to be powering itself down as it drives, or is it just coasting, gravity style?
Hope it's going full throttle. I mean, if they're going for a world record, you might as well pedal to the metal, my friend.
What is the world record? Do we know? Anybody?
They're trying to hit 302 feet.
Wow, it's
which
quite
would
a.
be
Do you get frequent
impressive.
flyer
So it's
miles
probably
for that? I mean,
301 to answer the
I say,
question.
what did Travis Pastrana do out in Long Beach a couple of years ago? Was it like 200 and some odd feet?
I think that was like 250 or something.
Yeah.
Was that when he jumped over the water or whatever?
Yep. Yeah, in Long Beach Harbor. Yeah.
And then
He's on Long Beach. So yeah,
I think it'll be fun to watch.
yeah, and hopefully nobody gets hurt.
Right.
Pastrana's jump was 269 feet.
So yeah, check it out. Hit the link in the show notes. You can see there what I think is a Photoshop. I can't tell.
I mean, it definitely is because they haven't built it yet.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Even
It's a
better.
scale model.
Scale virtual model in Photoshop. Check it out. RoundaboutShow.com. Next up, taking it to the max.
Speaking of things you'll need to look at to believe.
Good segue, Eric, and coming to us courtesy of the Hooniverse. Now, who in here is associated with this site? I'm not certain.
You can't see me raise my hand, can you?
Are you one of the founding members of this online publication?
I still co-own it.
Whoa, Conership.
Is that Conerverse?
Well, what? Tell me about the name. I don't understand. Unless I'm
The name Hooniverse?
Yes, Universe.
We took the Australian word hoon, which in Australia is actually kind of a bad thing because it's people who drive recklessly. But in the U.S., it's been more adopted to be people who are just passionate about driving and cars in general. So we're kind of the universe of that. It's just a fun, obscure site that isn't. It's different. We have a different slant.
Yes, you do, especially with this 1979 Dodge Custom Maxi-Van posted on here for the, quote, Vantastic Weekend. Is this a regular feature you guys do?
No, our weekend editor decided to run a whole weekend of van stuff, and it turned out pretty good, as you can see.
This is the full air. This is like a Dodge Ram van, 79. Stretched what looks it's the long version, or maybe it's even been custom stretched a little bit further. I can't tell, but it's really freaking long. The whole airbrush 9 yards on the sides. It's got like this desert. I guess it's a desert landscape with this heart shape.
It's 19. It really is 1979 in a time capsule.
Exactly.
And the reason I know this is because growing up in that era, and my father had a van when I was a kid, and it was nowhere near as decked out as this, but. There was some airbrushing.
The wolves howling at the window.
The interior was customized just a bit.
So yeah, it's black. It's got these. I'm not even sure what you would call them. Scallops, sort of paint job gold stuff on it. Again, you got to see it to believe it. Hit the link in the show notes, roundabout.show.com. Check it out for yourself.
Yeah, but as good as the exterior is,
exactly. It's what's inside that counts, because whoever owns this thing has a
carpeting business.
Well, maybe they're a used carpet salesman, perhaps. But every conceivable surface, floor, ceiling, sides, is carpeted.
You know what this looks like? It's like a human-sized cat condo.
Yes, exactly. Trust you to know, Ben. But
they're so hardcore. Even the refrigerator door has carpeting on it.
The buttons. Yeah, I don't know what you call it. Where you
tuck? No, not tuck and roll. Whatever it is. Yes,
upholstery. Yes. It's got the button, so it kind of sucks it
Yeah,
in, puckers
right.
it. It's got all of those on the cabinet doors and on the fridge. This awesome looking recliner chair, brown, of course.
And
I want this.
How much you want to make a bet that little grotto in the back is actually a waterbed?
Because you need another 700 pounds in the back end of your vehicle.
Traction, man. Traction over the axle.
Maybe that's why it's got the giant.
It's got little
the
curtains
wing.
too, for the privacy curtains. Oh man, this is custom to the max. And look at the carpet. It's like tie-dyed and then an acid trip, I think.
But if you want, it is for sale.
How much?
$23,000.
Not.
It's a steal.
I don't like carpet that much. Sorry.
And it's in Arlington, Texas.
Big
You can drive
stuff.
85 miles an hour when you pick it up.
But you won't outrun ugly.
I say that's about top speed, isn't it?
What kind of engine do you think that is, Eric? 318?
It's a 318.
Yeah.
Back in high
Venerable.
school, my buddy used to have the Maxi-Van, and we'd all pile into it. 15 passenger. It was fun.
Is that the one where you change seats while driving?
You could change anything while driving.
Like the person that was driving got up.
Oh yeah.
Somebody else held the
you,
wheel.
You can do that in any full size van.
Mm-hmm.
Just a
it be
tip,
in
kids.
Econoline. Just make sure the cruise control is set and you're on a nice straight road.
That just sounds like a bad idea. I'm not gonna lie. So, yeah, awesome find, Jeff and Jeff. So yeah, check it out on our website. What is the website, Ben, for the audience?
RoundaboutShow.com.
Very good. Next up, taking it to the max, world's most awesomest ever driveway.
Yes.
Somebody, Rod Millen?
You may have heard of him.
Yes.
Maybe familiar with his work.
His handicraft.
Yes.
So we got this article on Wired.com.
Yeah, so Rod Millen, for those who don't know, is a very famous rally driver. And going back well into the 70s, used to own numerous Pikes Peak hill climb records, raced all around the world in rally, and has participated in some other interesting races. But he was inspired to make some modifications to his ranch in the driveway by originally from his participation in the Goodwood Festival back in 2002, I believe is what the article says. And for those who don't know, the Goodwood Festival has this really cool thing. It's a hill climb event. It's lasts about anywhere from 30 to 50 seconds. Gesundheit.
Excuse me.
Somebody's allergic to fun.
Oh, I think I got some on me.
That one snuck up on me.
So the Goodwood Festival, the hill climb event, you see all these historic cars run up this guy's. It's an estate in England, and it's basically their driveway, and they've got a race course set up. So Rod Millen was inspired by that, and Pikes Peak, and some other racetracks, and basically created a mile-long driveway to his house with all these famous turns and stuff into it, and had it paved, and decided this is so much fun, he's going to invite all of his friends for his 60th birthday party, and apparently it was quite the event, and he even broke out one of his old race cars to do it in a video of it. It was called the Leadfoot Festival. Where's this ranch in? Hawaii, New Zealand. Hawaii. It's a
Easy for you to say.
Gesundheit, yes. But this looked like a lot of fun. And yes, this is one of those things that looks like if you ever did win the lottery, you would have to do it your own place.
Yeah, how long is the driveway, Eric?
I believe it's a mile long. Yes, it's a mile long. So that would be 1.62 kilometers. For our international audience.
Wow.
Of which there are many.
Yes.
Many.
We are heard in 107.
Singular.
We have
More
listeners.
than one.
Listeners in 170 countries.
Got it. How many countries are in the world? No.
Yes. No, there's 192 countries in the world.
What about in the Western Hemisphere?
6.
I think 30.
We'll agree to disagree then. Great find on the Jalopnik. Who all here would like a mile-long driveway like this? I know I would. Hands up. Ben's not raising his. Doesn't have an Apple product.
The only issue I could see here is when the UPS driver rings you to. You either have to have a long remote, or you have to go and meet him. And on a cold January morning, that could not. That might not be the most fun thing.
Yeah.
Unless his UPS driver is a motorsports fan, and then it's probably his favorite delivery.
Right.
Yes.
Your package may be slightly damaged.
You hear him squealing the tires in the big brown box van coming up. They're doing like 12 miles an hour.
How cool would that be if they had
With
a
the doors
Pikes
open?
Peak, like a UPS Pikes Peak van? That would be awesome.
We should write our congressmen and or women and tell them to do that. So speaking of large transport vehicles and taking it to the max, we've got a lovely article from the BBC about the crazy Dutch building an electric super bus. And FYI, we were talking about the van a few minutes ago. Apparently that is button tufted.
Oh, there we go.
Says Miradart in the chat. So.
Okay.
FYI. But Jeff Glucker, Jeff number 2, BBC Dutch Superbus?
Yep. So those freaky deaky Dutch built an electric superbus, as they're calling it, that seats 23 passengers and can hit 250 kilometers an hour. And by my quick Google math,
that's like 92 miles an hour. No, 150 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So that's even faster than that SRT4, apparently. So this guy would get a bigger ticket in Canada. But it cost... It's supposed to become a new form of public transportation. It's a development vehicle, and it costs 13 million euros to make it.
Ouch.
Uh-huh.
And it was developed by the Netherlands' first astronaut. So I don't know if you feel comfortable riding in a bus with 23 other people doing 150. I think the idea is cool, and I also think the concept itself is terrifying.
You know what this basically looks like is a buddy of mine actually lives in the Netherlands right now, and it looks like the river boats that go through there, the tourist things, and they have they're very short and they're not so they can get underneath all the bridges, and they have sort of that glass arch to them. So this very much looks like a road-going version of one of those sort of boats, tour boats that go through.
Is it a schooner? A sloop?
It is not a sloop because a sloop would have 2 masts.
Okay.
And the only reason I know that is because I'm still reading Master and Commander. I'm sorry, I'm still listening to Master and Commander.
A fine choice from Audible. Audiblepodcast.com/roundabout show.
That's right.
Download your
It looks like a riverboat after you've had a few space cakes.
Yes. Yeah.
So crazy looking bus, and they've got video of it. I'm not sure why they think a 250 250 kilometer an hour, 250 whatever. Yeah, 250 kilometer an hour bus makes sense, or where you could ever drive it that fast in Europe.
Wonder how that corners. You think? No?
It doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Give a whole new meaning to the term gangster turn.
So 23 passengers, 23 you're close. It's like a party bus when you think about it.
But you don't get to party. You're strapped in with a 5-point harness, it looks like.
Oh,
Yeah, sad.
There's no stripper poles in this guy.
Right.
That's one of your top priorities, Jeff, I understand.
Yep.
So yeah, another prime example, taking it to the max, the Dutch Electric Superbus. Check out the video on our website, roundaboutshow.com, courtesy of the BBC. Mighty fine work.
that's right.
So coming up after the break, a discussion about the vehicles you absolutely cannot drive, on U.S. soil anyway. We'll check out an exciting new tool for the garage, plus we're debuting a brand new segment about crazy people. And trust me, it's packed full of shoes in the freezer fun. So stick around for all that and a hell of a lot more coming up right after this. But right now, I'd like to talk about our wonderful sponsor.
Let's
Really?
get serious, shall we?
I agree. Our wonderful sponsor, Advance Auto Parts. Yeah, a good, fun-loving company. If you visit our website, roundaboutshow.com right now, you'll notice on the right-hand sidebar there is a little link, a little square box for Advance Auto Parts. And if you click on that, you can save some big money. There is an exclusive offer that is still running. I believe it's through the end of the month here, Ben.
Correct.
Only if you click on the link from our website. Here's what it is. You can save $10 on an order of $30 or more. You can save $20 on an order of $50 or $30 off an order of $100. Pretty damn good deal, if you ask me.
That's a lot of savings, Craig.
Mark that, Ben. That's a good one. So, yes, great savings. You can order online, any order more than $75, free shipping. Great deal. Or you can pick it up in store for free if you want to ask. If you got any questions for the friendly folks at Advance, you can ask away. They're more than willing to help. And even if you're not in the market for car parts right now, and really, they've got anything. You don't have to be looking for brakes or cylinder head gaskets or something. If you just need new wipers or you want some sort of aftermarket part, whatever, pedal covers or something, for instance, you can get those from there as well. And even if you're not looking for parts right now, hit the link on our website, roundaboutshow.com. Let them know you care. We appreciate their support.
Exactly.
Yep. So we thank Advance Auto Parts for sponsoring the show. Fine stand-up folks.
That's right.
And with that, we can move on to our blind spot story of the week.
We can.
When news topics go unnoticed, are underreported, or otherwise fall off the radar, they land in our blind spot. And today we've got an article about cars you cannot have in America. So, America. We've got another article from Wired.com. They're Autopia. Whatever it's called. A list of crazy-ass cars you can't drive in the U.S. and for damn good reasons. So
you can't drive 55 or any other
one
speed.
that I don't know if you guys have had a chance to click through these, but one that I thought was particularly ridiculous was the second one on the top row. It's the 1991 through 1996 Honda Beat.
We got
Ridiculous looking. It's a K car, Japanese K car, so that means it's tiny and it's a tiny engine.
Kai?
I think it's K, isn't it?
K-E-I?
It's
K.
it's KEI, but I think it's pronounced K.
Yeah, okay.
It's not a Chrysler KE car.
It's not a Reliance
No.
automobile.
But this one looks ridiculous. Honey, I shrunk the, already stupid-looking car.
I'm flicking through these things, and our Mirko has got a whole spreadsheet going on Google Docs about what vehicle he should buy next.
Mm-hmm.
I think we found his next vehicle here. It's a 2005 Crosslander 244X.
Is that the Romanian one?
Yes, it's a Romanian. It's a Land Rover from Romania. It's completely the anti-European vehicle, which makes so much.
Well, exactly. But when I hear automotive or cars, I immediately think Romania.
Yeah,
they've got a stand-up auto industry there, and this is clearly an example of what they're capable of. 2005 Crosslander 244X.
Yes.
See, but my neighbor has a a Nissan Skyline, so I don't understand.
Oop.
Like, I mean, they're probably not. You probably have to pay a lot to get them here, but I'm sure you could get all these cars here if you really wanted to.
I know someone who actually who bought one or was involved in importing a couple, and basically they got seized. For whatever reason, the federal government
Had a seizure?
No. The federal government hates Skylines and basically has seized the cars to the point that you can't even use them for off-road use anymore. They have to be.
That's
destroyed.
ridiculous.
I know.
So
The Mazda Cosmo is pretty interesting, though. That one I would like to see over here.
Or the TVR.
The TVR would be cool, yeah. But the Mazda Cosmo, I didn't know this, that it's the world's first factory optioned vehicle with GPS navigation, and it was shown on a CRT screen.
Oh my God.
Which one is the Mazda Cosmo?
Top row, third from the right.
Ah, yes, there it is. It's not a bad-looking car.
Oh yeah,
Not
and
gonna lie.
it's the only triple rotor street car that Mazda ever built. They built a 3-rotor race car, but that's the only street car version of it.
So this thing must have had some giddy up then, or not?
Probably not a lot of torque, but
Well,
like if you ever see some of the early '70s, like mid-'70s Mazda Cosmos, they were very cool cars. But
what about the
Probably drank oil like it was at a fraternity party.
What do you guys think about the 90 through 91 Nissan Figaro? Classic lines?
cool car, but I'm sure it's probably brutal.
Fourth from the left, top row.
The Land Rover's cool too. You gotta
never go
like
wrong.
a Land Rover Defender 130. That thing's just a beast.
What about the Road Dog 4x4 convertible?
Road Dog.
It's like a boat with wheels. Stupid looking.
On another topic, there's actually a channel on satellite radio called Road Dog Trucker. It's a satellite channel for truckers. It's pretty fun to listen to.
That actually looks like a knockoff Schwimmwagon.
Yeah. The German
Oh, it does.
Jeep, amphibious Jeep. But okay, so you guys have had a chance to at least peruse this list here. And there's maybe 20 cars here. Any favorites? I would vote for the Honda, the first one I talked about.
Well, define favorite. Favorite as in like
Favorite awful.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, favorite awful.
For me, it's the Honda Beat. Stupid name, awful looking. It looks like.
It looks like a toy car.
Yes, that's my choice.
You're looking for the pedal. The pedals you're looking for are meant to go round
Yes.
circles, right?
Yeah, not forward and backward. Yeah. So Jeff, number one, Jefferson. What's jumping out
I
at
would
you?
go with Road Dog.
Road Dog. That's a pretty effing stupid vehicle too.
That's
Not
gonna
gonna lie.
be your new nickname. We got the Road Dog on the line.
Jefferson Ross. Jefferson Road Dog Ross.
10-4 Road Dog.
We got a convoy.
Breaker 19, Smokies. Yeah. So Glucker, what about any picks for you?
I really like. I wanted to pick the. I think it's the Russian, starts with a Z, and I can't pronounce it. But I think I'm going to stick with the Road Dog, just because the idea of an amphibious Chinese vehicle is terrifyingly amazing, if that makes sense. I think it would be fascinating to see one, and I wouldn't want to be within 100 yards. I'd have to look at it through a telescope.
Yeah. Definitely, Eric. Any?
Actually, I'm going to go with the vehicle that I'd want out of the list would be the Land Rover, but the ridiculous vehicle would be the Zastava 750 Fika.
Fecal?
Yeah, exactly. Because
Aptly
really,
named the
because
Fika.
really, a Yugoslavian-made Fiat.
Yeah.
You know, in the mid '80s, I think that's just quality. That just screams quality. At the end of the
No,
communist
Eric,
era in Yugoslavia, come on.
Not quality, equality, because everyone's equal.
I personally wonder what the crash worthiness of the 2003 Volkswagen Beetle is.
Negative.
You crash, you die. No pain.
It's a one-stop
It's like
shop,
chugging a
basically.
Pepsi can.
And I was just talking to Ben about that this afternoon with my 36 Ford. I mean, I was wondering. The only thing I'm worried about is driving it. Ever getting into any sort of accident, because you're basically dead. But then I said,
you in it.
exactly. But then I said, how it can't really be that much more dangerous than a motorcycle, could it? Because you're just completely exposed.
It depends. See, well, a motorcycle, you could always lay it down.
Mm-hmm. Avoid it.
Yeah, and work to avoid it, which I've had to do on more than one occasion.
Yeah.
I won't go into that rant.
Always
Just
wearing
exercising
helmet.
restraint.
Yes, I'm working on like another time.
There will be a time and a place.
Yes. So.
So this may be one of the cases like where you don't want to wear your seatbelt, so you can just like
Be thrown from
jump
the car.
free.
Well, then gee, my friend Rich is in the chat, and we were driving. He was up about 2 years ago for Christmas break, and he was driving his mutual friend's truck. He let him drive it for transportation when he was up here, and we were driving somewhere. I forget where it was, and this person just. Oh, we were going back to my house, and this person just sailed through this intersection. We came within like 6 inches of T-boning us at the back of the truck. Rich, I'm sure you remember it. The guy nearly frickin' like, I don't know what, if they fell asleep at the wheel or something. And it was ridiculous. It was like the closest call you could have. But I digress. So, yeah, Benjamin.
Yes.
I almost forgot.
Oh man. I'm supposed to pick one?
Yes, you are.
I like that Mazda just for the CRT goodness. I think that
Always
would be
taking it
awesome.
back.
Very 1966 James Bond Thunderball.
Exactly.
So yes, of course, if you want to pick your own awful favorite car, you can do so. I invite you personally. RoundaboutShow.com. Hit the link in the show notes.
That's how it works.
And we thank them for their support.
We are them.
I know. I'm thanking us.
Oh. Well, thank you.
And with
Welcome.
that,
Next up,
A brand new segment, right?
no, it's
No.
time for Auto Gadget.
Oh, that's right. I was reading ahead. What do you know? So let me just pull up this thing here. I'm sure it won't take me but a moment.
He'll
And
fix
then
that.
it may be
He'll-
time for...
That's right, folks. It's time for another installment of Auto Gadget, and we haven't had one of these, well, at least since we had the last one. So,
Someone cuts them every time I put them in. What do you know?
because somebody is so, it's a car show, so you know.
Yeah, it's called Auto Gadget.
Oh, this
That's
one
new
comes.
cars.
Look where this one came from. I wasn't aware.
What? It's the automotive weblog.
The first time I saw this, the title says it's a neat creeper. I thought it said it was a meat creeper.
what I want to know is, I mean, since the dawn of time.
Well, what is it, first of all, Eric? Let's
Well,
get
for
you-
this, I've never heard. I've always, a creeper or was something that you could lay on to roll around underneath your car.
Mhm.
I have never heard one called a work sled. I mean, okay, I guess that technically that name fits.
It makes work sound more fun.
Yes, exactly. So
and with that lumbar support, more comfortable. Yeah. So this is like a plywood, like what? Elegant plywood, molded plywood, like you'd see some sort of
Like an
Swedish
Eames chair,
Yes,
right?
exactly. With built-in lumbar support, a pillow no less, magnets. Have I sold you yet?
but wait, there's more.
Is there? I don't remember.
Yes, the casters
LED.
even lock.
LED work lights.
Yes, and it has LED work
man.
lights.
See, that would be cool. Like, I've had many creepers, and they're all promising to be the best. But that would
They
be
all
cool to
suck.
have like two lights next to your head, so you don't have to like hold a flashlight with your mouth
Mhm.
and then like do stuff in front of your face.
It's gonna be a sad day if you spend the however much it's gonna cost. This something like this would cost a lot when you spill the first oil stain on it and it
Yes.
looks like crap.
Or you
just-
sit on it and it breaks in half.
Or you
That could
forget
happen,
it's under the car and you roll over it. That'd be
too.
awesome.
Right.
Or you could just get a hoist.
We're not all like you, Craig.
That's right.
So awesome little gadget. I'm sure it costs a fortune. If you have to ask, you can't, afford it. But it's cool looking. It's got the built-in magnets, all kinds of fun little features. It's kind of like a Ron Popeil type of device. Pocket fisherman grill or whatever he was selling.
He is targeting this to sell for $100.
That's reasonable, right?
It's got that Apple look to it too, Ben. You must like
If you
that.
painted it white, maybe.
It would be.
But I don't see people who own Apples working on their own cars. So
No, they don't.
No.
They can't
I
get
was
dirt under their
actually
nails.
talking about this work sled with a couple people who do work on cars, and both of them said it looks nice, but I actually never even use the creeper I have. So
Oh,
most people just jump under there and start wrenching.
yeah.
And that's basically what I did. Put it up on jack stands and shimmy. Because I'd find that the creeper would get caught on the cracks in the floor and wouldn't roll. Now,
Well,
maybe this is
the-
better with bigger wheels, but
The thing that it doesn't matter the size of the wheels on these things. You could have a grain of sand on one side of that wheel.
Yeah.
It's enough to bring the whole operation to a halt.
Right.
One of my buddies went like 2 years without cutting his hair, so he had long ponytail.
Oh God!
And he was on a creeper, and it got off the creeper and got caught. Yeah. 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 It is a wheel and his ponytail got in an argument.
So he got a haircut then.
Nah, not too bad. He kind of went, ah! And I had to quickly pull him the other way. Yeah.
Ponytails are not for guys.
Yeah. So then he would always make sure that he tucked his ponytail in his shirt after that.
No thanks. The worst kind of ponytail though was the short one, just the little one on the back they used to do in
A
the
nubbin?
90s. Is that what it's
Are those
called? I
called
don't know.
rat tails?
Something awful. They're horrible. No offense if you have one, but
Well,
you
actually,
have
yes.
terrible
yes,
taste. Yeah, yeah. Actually,
we take that back.
Yeah, get a haircut.
We are offending you.
Yeah. So yeah, cool little. And there's a video too, Ben. Oh, there's work Slade.
That's right. There sure is.
Good Christmas gift. Makes his own gravy. Next up, we are starting a new segment. I understand.
Oh, I've heard. It's almost like we've been here before.
Why?
That's it.
Nancy. Oh, you needed the. Oh, you know what you needed? You need the Nancy Kerrigan thing for that.
Oh, that's good. That'd be good.
Why? Why?
Or that Starburst
Actually, that
commercial.
sounds like the line from CeeLo's song.
No, because that actually is, and that because that actually
Less
does
than
have
7 seconds.
That's right.
that would have a Detroit connection too, because that actually happened at Joe Louis Arena.
Nancy Kerrigan.
JLA.
Did it really?
Yeah, when Tanya
Wow.
Harding's thugs whacked
realize that.
Nancy Kerrigan.
She
That was
She
had
actually was trying to contract me to do it, but I was too young.
You were in 3rd grade, so you couldn't really.
And it was. Hey, but it was a Jeff. It was Jeff Galooly.
That's true.
That's kind of like Jeff Glucker, right?
Well, I don't want to talk about it.
Non-disclosure.
Those days are behind me.
Just the last name.
I actually, if you notice, I'm wearing a Boston shirt, and that's where she's from. So, but that's as much as I can say.
Oh boy. So this segment is dedicated to, or I was going to say, I'm sorry, I digress. We got to get the Starburst commercials.
Porque.
Yes. Where it's like, whoa, it's like a mariachi band in my mouth. And then they're like, ah! Yeah. Anyway. Woman smashes car. From myfoxdetroit.com. We just had Murray Feldman, one of their star anchors, hosting Autoline Daily today. So he's from Fox 2 Detroit.
So this segment is all about people doing just stupid stuff, right?
Yeah, basically. Well, you thought of it. You tell it, Ben. I don't understand.
I just told it.
All right.
It's been told. it done got told. So what's the first one, Craig?
Some woman smashing a Cadillac.
Why?
Porque? Varum? So, yeah, she's, I guess she had a folding chair, and she was pissed at her, I'm assuming, boyfriend, and took her boyfriend took her anger out on the soft top equipped DTS, it looks like.
It's not a soft top. It's a Lando top.
Is that what it's called? Okay. Well, agree to disagree.
It's called a $3,000.
And it looks like it needs airbags in the back.
$3,000 dealer installed option.
Awful looking, too.
Also known as how to destroy the looks of your car quickly.
Yes. So she proceeded to destroy the Cadillac, and, predictably bad things. Our next,
With a chair, right?
with a folding chair, no less. Our next story, this one's hilarious, coming to us courtesy from Cleveland.com.
Scouty.
But at least we're not Detroit. Come to Cleveland town, everyone. Look at both of our bills. You got to show that, Ben.
Yeah, we'll show that later.
Yeah, maybe in the bloopers. Okay, so a woman called police on April 1st to report that someone had put cheese and burritos all over her vehicle. Okay,
Cue up
crazy
the Homer
enough.
Simpson.
Crazy enough, but this is the 3rd time it's happened.
Does it happen on the same day every year?
I'm not sure. The gooey mess has been the choice of a vandal twice before, and the previous time it was her tailpipe on the car. Now it was smeared everywhere, I guess. Okay. She suspects a juvenile girl who is mad at her daughter is the culprit. So,
Why?
what a great way to
I
get.
love cheap burritos.
What a waste of burrito. And Ben, you're
Well,
a cheese fan.
If they're the cheap, like 7-Eleven burritos, then yeah, that's fine. Throw that on a car, but not a
Fecal on
burrito.
Taquitos.
Not a Moe's burrito. That
Or
should be a crime.
You go to the Sagebrush Cantina in Lake Orion, Michigan. You order the super burrito, which is like $8 or something. It's the size of a newborn. Not lying. You can laugh. Go ahead, Jeff. It's okay. He was holding that in. All right. So that is our segment. Why 3 crazy articles?
We didn't get to
You
the
didn't get-
third,
you
though.
didn't get to the
I'm
third
sorry.
one.
3, in which we only do 2.
1, 2, 3. Or 1, 2, 3. 3.
How many licks does it take to? Yeah. So our third and final why article
Why?
comes
This
to us.
Y moment is brought to you by the letter Y.
What number though?
Number 3.
How appropriate. Coming
Three
from
wise men.
now, this article comes from Cars Scoop, or is it Cars Scoop?
We can never
Did they
remember.
change Did they change it so it's the coloring of the name? So it's the first half car is white or silver, and then the latter scoop is red.
They specialize in hood scoops, I believe.
Do you get 2
Ice cream.
scoops?
And fender
Yeah, but-
vent ports.
Yes.
It would be better
The
though
branching
if it
out.
was. No shit.
Go to Cleveland town, everyone.
Crap. Custard. It would be better if it was car custard rather than car scoop.
Yes. Soft serve dairy, frozen dairy product.
Car extrusion.
So the question I have about this third one is: is this person related to a person who drives a BMW X5 and doesn't know how to park in at
the
gym?
At the gym,
Yeah.
That lady just didn't know how to drive. This person knows how to drive really well. I mean, you have a Range Rover.
What happened,
Can't
Jeff?
For
fit
that
in-
reference, you'd have to be a RoAb fan from way back. That was like
The dark
episode
days.
2 or something.
My advice is don't go back and listen to those. All right? Just save yourself.
But anyway, this is the answer to the question: how do you fit a Range Rover in a parking spot the size of a smart car? And you just get a little innovative.
What did he do? Besides
I
get
like
trashed
I
at
like
the bar.
other link that you guys are showing there with the
The
best
Russian ladies.
Let's talk about that.
What am I missing out? What happened here?
I got a real
red wagon.
It's the best Russian ladies.
Is that on,
Featured on Car
Scoop?
Scoop.
Cheesy
see it.
burritos.
Yeah, so to speak.
I've got ad block, so. Doot. All right, Jeff, what's this guy doing? He got trashed. He took his Range Rover and did what?
They don't know what Jeff you're talking to.
Well, any one of them can step up. Not just leave us.
He came home to his apartment building and couldn't find a spot, so he decided that these steps would make a good parking spot for his Range Rover because, he drives a Range Rover, and he was drunk. And when he left it there, he basically blocked the doorway to the entire apartment complex, so people had to use the emergency exit
Good
to
thing
leave.
it didn't burn
They called
down.
the police to come get it, and all they did was give the guy a $71 parking ticket.
His name is Epic Win.
Yes.
No pain, no pain.
In Russia, Range Rover parks you.
All I
It is a
gotta
good
say-
ad for Range Rover, though. I mean, you all
Go
own the
anywhere.
range.
Is that their slogan?
You're roving the range.
I'm surprised nobody keyed that car though on the way out.
Jeez.
Well, you're assuming that he is not a member of the
Mafia.
Russian Businessmen's Association.
Yeah.
Well, driving a Range Rover, he probably is. And also, I have a question for you guys. Maybe I'm just seeing things, but again, the article's on Car Scoop. If you scroll down, or you've got the video of the Range Rover parking, because it looks like it was a security camera type thing that caught him driving up the steps. You scroll down, there's another video of the thing parked on the steps. Scroll down once more. Is that Jean Jennings from Automobile Mag? I didn't know she was in Russia.
She's out covering this thing.
She's working the beat. She's out on the street, getting eyewitness reports. I mean, come on.
That's right.
She was
So
trying
it's
to
gonna
stay.
be a Range Rover ad then too.
She was trying to stay away from FedEx planes dropping things on her.
I don't know what you're talking about, Eric.
Yeah.
I don't recall.
I think we have another segment coming up.
Yeah, I understand we got a couple listener call-ins.
I believe we do, Craig. Let me pull those up.
What's the first one we got here? What's going on?
Well, I believe... Go ahead and set this up,
Well,
Craig.
I understand it is a cautionary tale about motoring in a particular region of the United States, notably the South.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Sounds feasible.
Let's hear it from Rich, my good friend.
Well, hello there, RoAb. You were asking about calls again
We were.
this week, so I happened to deliver one because I just almost had myself a very fun incident. I'm trying to make my way out before work to the post office, and I'm coming down this long, straight stretch, and all of a sudden I see this car coming at me, and it's driving straight at me in my lane. And mind you, I'm not in their lane. They're coming in mine. And they seem in no particular worry because they're driving for quite a while just dead straight, coming head on at me, and I literally stopped in the road, and then the girl just casually pulled over about, I don't know, four car lengths ahead of me and just moved back into her lane like nothing was wrong after driving for about 200 feet in oncoming traffic. And I was just like, yeah, that's about normal. No big deal. Just
Why not?
Now, Rich, were you afraid?
He can't answer. This is
I was just saying. Do you think she was doing that because she dropped her curling iron and was reaching down to grab her
Probably
curling
dropped
iron?
her taquito and trying to scrounge around to get it. Michelle is gargling barbecue sauce again. So, have you guys ever had somebody driving at you in the wrong lane? I haven't. I mean, I've seen plenty of other
Fortunately, I
stupid
haven't
crap,
either.
but not that so much.
No.
So great. Glad you had a nice. You get a lot of stories down there, Rich. I don't know what's going on, but
It's the South.
yeah. So yeah, very
At least
good.
it's not Florida.
Florida for once.
Yeah.
That needs to be a slogan.
At least
At least it's not Florida.
Yes.
I'll make a
Dun,
video
dun,
of, like,
Jacksonville,
the
everyone.
thing.
Here's a cruise ship taking people out of Jacksonville.
We'll play that after
All
the
right,
break.
all
We'll
right.
play it after the
So
break.
if you want a question answered, or if you want to get in touch with us on our Google Voice account, feel
Do we
free.
have a second call?
I think we may. Do we? What do you think, Craig?
Perhaps.
You think it's in the rundown that says Luke next to it?
I thought he was supposed to call randomly.
No, I don't believe so.
Luke had a question he left us last week.
Okay, let's see.
Hey guys, it's Luke. Just calling to say something that I've never thought about until just now with some GM vehicles, and I've noticed that when you're going through a parking lot and there are people who are using the keyless entry fob to open up their vehicle and they have a GM car, the backup lights come on, and I was wondering if you guys knew why only GM vehicles do this, and if you've ever thought about how when the backup lights come on, people driving down the aisles might think the vehicle is already on and getting ready to back out and take an evasive maneuver that's not necessary or something. So I just thought I'd bring this up and see what you guys thought for the show this week. Talk to you later. Bye.
Well,
Well,
very
if-
good question, Luke. Thank you for that. But that sounds like one of the great mysteries of life, you know?
Yeah, I
If
think
you-
we'll just
if
have
you-
to agree. We'll just have to agree that we don't know the answer to this.
'Cause we don't.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Better luck
Well,
next
I
time.
guess that's the end of the show then, isn't it?
I think. Whoa, who's that? Who is that?
Call's
Who's there?
coming in.
Who is it?
I don't know. I don't have caller ID.
Well, you're the one that wanted the jitterbug.
Well, just dial 5.
No.
Just answer it, Craig.
It's your turn.
No, get it.
Hello?
Am I having a seizure?
Hello, Craig. It's I,
Yes.
Jim Hall from 2953 Analytics. I was just listening to your caller, and you know what? There actually is a logical reason for why those cars do that.
Really?
Yes. Well, it's a courtesy for the person who has parked the car, in that it lights up as much area around the car as possible. It's not just the red lights; it's the backup lights too, and it's done because it's sort of for ease of entry at night and so on. I understand the question that, the concern that if the backup lights go on, he might be backing up. But if you think about it, that's a problem whenever backup lights go on. Whether somebody's getting in or out of the car, you should just pay more attention, not make some sort of wild, evasive maneuver when you notice the car's not moving but its backup lights are on. This is that whole thing about reacting to the movement and the stuff that's happening around you rather than just sort of blinking your eyes and going, oh, God, let's hope we do the right thing. I mean, that's the way I drive.
You white-knuckle death grip the tiller and just
a lot of times, because motion is terrifying to me. And when I realize the cars around me are moving too, sometimes the best thing to do is just close your eyes and hope you get through it. This is why I think I like the concept of the Roundabout show being, for many people, not a visual medium.
It's just too terrifying.
It is. It's way too terrifying.
But, Jim, do other automakers do this, have the backup lights come on? Because I don't recall seeing this.
Yes, there are. There's one other manufacturer that does have the backup lights go on when you do the first key punch, and they stay on for a bit, but I don't believe they stay on as long as the GM lights. It's tied to how long you've got the approach lighting set. And I'm trying to remember if my Mini does it, but I don't think it does. It's usually done like a GM. It's done. GM cars have a lumisponder, a light sensor, and that's why their automatic headlights work when they're in auto mode. They sense ambient light and they go on. And as a result, I should probably check this, except the GM car that was in the driveway just left, so I can't do it now. But I would actually go and click it to see what happens in daylight. But the reason they did it was to just enhance the sort of perimeter lighting around the car.
It sounds like a good idea.
Now, what's interesting is if you remote start the car, if you have a GM car with a remote start function, the backup lights do not go on, which makes sense because then, the car's running with the backup lights on. Obviously you don't have to put the car into reverse to do that, but maybe the system might. No, it wouldn't do that. But it's only when you simply do it to unlock the car. And so if you use a remote starter, they will go on and then off, and basically the lighting goes on. Usually DRLs, I've noticed in the day when you do a remote start on a GM car.
Well, fascinating, Jim, and thank you for calling in.
It certainly was fortuitous. I was listening, isn't it?
I know,
so.
Isn't that funny?
It's almost amazing, but not quite.
Well, Jim Hall from 2953 Analytics, thank you so much for calling in. And you stay classy, all right?
I will do my best, but only because you had asked. If you didn't ask, I probably would have let my class ebb out like the sands washing away on a beach. Talk to you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, what a coincidence that
Wow.
was. Golly gee. What are the chances Jim Hall's going to give us a jingle right at that point? I don't understand.
That's amazing. Oh, well.
Stranger things have happened. So, yes, if you would like a question answered or just want to get in touch with us, let us know how we're doing or, tell us we're doing a great job, tell us we suck, whatever. We've got a Google Voice number. You can get in touch with us. The RoAb hotline is 1-559-RoAb, RoAb 411. Again, that is 1-559-762-2411. You can do just like Rich or Luke did. We love hearing from you, good, bad, or indifferent. And with that, guys, I think we can wrap up this show. Good hustle. So
Jim would not have appreciated that comment.
He would have
He's
tried
not
to stab
a fan.
me again. Yeah, I know.
Not a fan of that
He goes for
phrase.
the lower abdominal area, the bladder area. But Eric Tritko, Rumblestrip.net, Rumblestrip on Twitter.
Yes.
Rumblestrip on Facebook, I would imagine, too.
No,
But
just
no.
Eric Tritko on
No, just
Facebook.
Eric Tritko.
Yes.
Oh.
And
Can't win 'em all.
have my new long overdue review of the Lexus RX 350 up on the blog,
Which
as
is?
Rumblestrip.net.
Okay.
And also still trying to raise money for the MS Walk on May the 7th here in Detroit. If you'd like to donate to that, you can go to bit.ly/DETMSWalk, and you can donate there. I'll take any donation is welcome. I am almost to my goal of $500. I'd like to raise more than $500, but I set a goal of $500. And as of this recording, I'm at $360, so we're getting close. And anything anyone can do to help put me over the top would be much, much appreciated.
Very good.
360 is a good Chrysler V8, but you want to go higher.
I like 500.
It's a good round number.
Yes.
If
Eric-
every fan of the Roundabout show just donated $1,
Eric would have $2 million right
pretty
there.
much, you know what I mean? Oh.
Jefferson Ross, Autotropolis.com.
Jefferson Ross of Autotropolis.
Yes.
Yes.
Did you want your plug or?
If you want to
No,
forfeit it, we can give it.
Sometimes Craig's mic was cutting out during the whole episode. I didn't hear him say anything. I heard Jefferson, but that's it. Yes.
Yep.
Hi. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back. So yes, Autotropolis. What are you working on?
Preparing for the New York Auto Show.
That's going to be
And
crazy.
That's about it.
I'm going to be there too,
I'm going to be there.
and I understand Jeff too is going to be there.
I am going to be there, leaving very, very early on Monday morning, or Tuesday morning, excuse me. And then,
Sucks coming from
Yeah.
the West Coast.
yeah, it does suck.
If you're going,
I'm
it's
on
like
a plane filled with other journalists, too, so that should be real fun.
Don't you take like a red-eye flight at that point?
I think so. It's like 6 hours. You might as well go to Europe.
My flight back gets me in at midnight, too, so that kind of
Ugh.
sucks as well.
I always hate the cross-country flights.
Yeah.
I mean, because what is it, like 6 hours?
Like between 5 and 4, depending which direction you're going.
Yeah, 'cause
You can
might as
do
well
it
just go to Europe.
if you have a really good tailwind. You can get out there quick.
Okay. So, well, Jefferson Ross, Autotropolis.com. Check it out for all
And
this great stuff.
I'm just gonna
What
say.
about Jeff Glucker?
I'm just
I'll
gonna.
meet you next week, Jeff Glucker. I'm shaking your hand.
Okay,
Last-
same here.
Last week I was playing patty cake. Now I have to shake your hand.
Awesome.
You could no. You've got to reach to your right. Jeff, Jeff 2, you reach to the left. There you go. Like that. No, you got it.
Not into the camera,
No,
Jeff
no,
Ross.
No, out of the shot.
This is great radio, by the way.
Well, you're gonna edit it out. That's why we're doing it.
Oh, I'll mark that.
He won't fix that in post.
No. So Jeff
But I'll see
Glucker.
everyone in New York next week.
Yes, we will see you in the flesh, Mr. Ross. Jeff Glucker, Autoblog. Glad you could make it. Second time through the roundabout. You survived again.
My pleasure, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Glad you could make it.
Second time out, you get a RoAb level up. +2.
Modifier.
Yeah.
And of course, Benjamin, the original Colonel Slanders.
I wondered if Jeff Glucker had anything he was interested in
well,
plugging.
I think we looked at Autoblog enough. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hint, hint.
I'm glad we got to see Hooniverse too.
Ben Sanders.
Yeah.
Thank you for derailing the show.
Yeah.
Getting the show done.
Yeah, I'm.
Editing it on the
Okay,
weekend.
sorry.
We appreciate it.
Sorry for trying to get all the things on the rundown, happening.
Clapped.
Clapping.
On
Yay!
Clapping.
We're clapping.
All right. Remember, you can watch Roundabout live every Friday evening starting at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 on the West Coast. And don't forget to check out the rest of the Autoline family of fine programs, including Autoline Detroit, Autoline After Hours, and, of course, Autoline Daily. Also, check out the Roundabout Emporium on our website. What's up? RoundaboutShow.com.
Keep it down. We're almost through the show.
RoundaboutShow.com. If you go to the right-hand side of the page, in the sidebar, you will see a little $sign. Click on that. Takes you to our storefront. You can get T-shirts, hoodies, mugs, beer steins, stickers, all kinds of great stuff in the Roundabout Emporium. So check that out.
If you're a real fan, you'll do it.
I know. We're also on Twitter, twitter.com/Roundabout Show. We're on Facebook as well, facebook.com/Roundabout Show. Like us, please, and leave a comment on the page, and you will be entered. Special promotion, a little contest we're doing here. You will be entered to win a set of perfect bungees, they're called. We've been given a set of these. They're an advanced design bungee cord. I know that sounds oxymoronic, but these are very
They're better
fancy
than rope.
bungee cord. Yes, they are, Eric. I've heard. So we are giving away a set of the perfect bungees. There are like 6 or 8 different types of bungee cord in the kit can be yours. So to be entered to win, you have to do 2 things. You have to like us on Facebook, and you have to leave a comment on our Facebook page, which, again, is facebook.com/Roundabout Show. Do that between now and what is it, May 6th?
Mm-hmm.
And you will
That'll be our
entered to win.
deadline.
That's the deadline, May 6th.
But you can
so.
start entering now. And, of course, if you're already a fan, you've already liked us. So
Enter
just
early, enter often.
just leave a comment, and we will take note, and a winner will be picked at random.
Whoever Ben likes the best.
That's right.
Random.org.
Yes. So once again,
Hoping
that is
for a girl. I'm hoping for a girl.
Facebook.com/Roundabout Show. Like us and leave a comment. If you never want to miss an action-packed episode of Roundabout, and frankly, who does, you can subscribe to this podcast on iTunes, the Zune Marketplace, or anywhere else fine audio content is found. So do that for us, please. We appreciate it. And with that, thanks to all of you out there listening. Please join us again next week as we circle the roundabout. We'll talk to you then.
Oh, taking it to the max.
Eric's like...
He just looks uncomfortable.
No, it reminds me of this syndicated radio show in the 80s called Metal Shop. Metal Shop.
Ben, your dad made it in the chat.
Well, finally. I don't know. He could have been there forever for all I know, but
He probably, I think he was.
okay.
We've got, who else we got in the chat? We got to run down.
Roll call.
Luke, of course, Cran Breaking. We've got Autoblog Jeff Glucker. ABJG, that's a mouthful to say. Benjamin Slanders. The Colonel Slanders.
Howdy.
You're going to tell everybody about your Colonel Slanders Ice Water Emporium?
Do I have one?
You sell, yeah? Special
Yeah.
store dedicated to ice water, among other sundry items.
We'll talk about that next week, I guess.
Will we? I thought we'd rather
Let me
do it
know
now,
what
but...
was.
I understand you have
Keep
three.
going.
I understand you have 3 varieties of ice water you sell: classic, original, and traditional.
That's right. I forgot I did that. My favorite's classic. What's yours, Craig?
Let me explain the differences in these ice waters. All right, the classic ice water is just what it says. All right, you take a glass, you fill it with about 2/3 full of water, and then you ice that water.
Well or city or bottle?
It doesn't
what?
matter. Preferably some sort of filtered well water is ideal. It's got a good blend of minerals in it, but it is literally iced water.
A super secret
That is the
recipe
classic.
of
No,
minerals and
can I finish?
Okay, sorry.
No spices, Ben. So that's the classic ice water. You can go with the traditional ice water if you prefer, and that is where you fill the glass with ice and then apply the water. Different take on the ice water. Then there's the original recipe ice water from the Colonel Slanders Ice Water Emporium. Now this is a totally different spin on ice water. All right. So I hope you're sitting down.
Do you take a icicle off of your roof and put it in a glass and let it melt, and then you've got ice water?
It's not a Bailey's Irish Cream commercial either. What you do with the Colonel's original recipe ice water, you take the special blend of minerals that's in the ice water already, so it's not like you're adding additional, but take the ice water, and what you do, add a layer of ice, layer of water, layer of ice, layer of water. You alternate like that for a unique flavor experience.
Very good. Very good. Thanks.
And the air has left the room now.
And I believe you were going through our friends in the chat.
Was I? Oh, how did I get sidetracked? We've got Ben Sanders, the Colonel. You've got Dad _ Jonathan Brown Vet. Is he a split personality? I'm not sure. Jefferson Ross,
He's by winning.
His car now has its own Twitter account, I'm sure.
It's not by winning. It's not bipolar. It's by winning.
By winning.
Miradart.
That's Jonathan Brown.
We have Luigi B, longtime fan. Apparently he was in a road trip. We uncovered him, I think. Mine _ VV. My VW. We've got Miradart, who is requesting an ice water parfait. Which is a pretty accurate way to describe that. We've got the venerable mood monster, of course. RoAb Mr. Stewart, and of course, Scott in Cleveland.
And speaking of Cleveland, we promised you we would play it.
It's awesome.
In the bloopers.
There are 2 of these videos, Ben, I hope you know.
I do know, but we're going to do it sequentially if we have to play both.
Town, everyone.
We have the video. We don't need you to sing. So, here we go.
What is it entitled, first of all?
It is called Hastily Made Cleveland Tourism Video.
Hilarious.
So, Scott, if you probably already seen this.
He probably made it, Ben. What are you talking about?
He probably
Seen it.
did. He's such a Cleveland fan.
I think that's what that is.
So, let us see what this is all about.
Fun times in Cleveland today. Cleveland. Come on down to Cleveland town, everyone. Come and look at both of our buildings. Buy some prepared near the street. Who knows, you might even see this guy. You should come on down to West 6th Street. It's the perfect place if you're a douchebag. Watch the poor people all wait for buses. Who the fuck still uses? Here's the place where they're used to be industry. This train is carrying jobs out of Cleveland. Cleveland leads the nation in drifters. Here's a statue of Moses Cleveland. He's the guy who invented Cleveland. Yeah!
So there you
Come
go.
on down to Cleveland Town, everyone.
Did you do, Ben? Did you do something with the audio this episode?
No, nothing's different. Jeff G, has your audio been funky? Or is
It's been a little off. I muted the chat window though, so I could just hear through the speakers or the headphones.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I know it's out of sync. But has it been breaking up on you?
It was pretty good. Only a few drops here and there.
Okay. Maybe your Skype connection.
Maybe.
How new is your computer, Jeff?
Mine?
Fun
Yeah.
times
The
in
encore
Cleveland
presentation,
again.
guys. Watch.
I just bought it
Okay.
like a couple months ago.
I was gonna say because like an older
But
computer might
not the one you're Skyping through. Isn't that your older one?
No, I had to go get my laptop.
Oh, so I thought you were Skyping on one computer and doing video on the other.
No.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say because on older computers, because Skype uses so much juice that
I guess I didn't realize.
When I
Sometimes
went
breaks out.
Well, when I went from using my G4 Tower Mac to my Mac Mini, it went from sounding like a phone call to they're sitting right next to you.
Yeah.
So what I did to get my to get the Skype working on the PC, I just deleted McAfee. But
really?
Antivirus is awful.
Yeah.
For some reason, Tiny Chat didn't like my computer in that
Get
configuration.
Microsoft Security Essentials. Search for it and install it. It's the last antivirus you'll need. It's free. Works great. Doesn't suck up resources or anything. It's awesome.
Plus, it's Microsoft, and Craig loves Microsoft. Microsoft.
It gets updated every Tuesday, just like your phone.
No, I have heard good things about it.
So okay, we got the second Cleveland hastily made.
And you guys can
Cleveland
leave
tour.
at any time.
They want to stay though. We got viewers, Ben.
Well,
they're hungry for content. We
Okay.
gotta deliver
I'm
it
just
to them.
letting our gracious guests know.
They
they're
can't.
not
No, they're not
trapped
allowed
for
to
this.
leave yet.
Okay. All
Ben,
right.
It's 3 hours sooner than now. It's
So
time
this is
travel on the West Coast.
This is
all right.
Well, I saw a call in the chat for Scotchy Scotch or something.
Did you get Johnny Walker Blue, Jeff?
No, I didn't. And I just ran out of some good stuff too, so I actually have to run to the store to get more.
Yeah, Johnny
Better.
Walker Blue.
Unfortunately.
Johnny Walker Blue is hugely overrated.
What's your drink of
Good
choice?
though.
It's
Scotch wise,
Yeah.
I like Oban.
yeah, that's good.
Hmm.
Laforig.
The bottle I just finished though is Talisker.
Oh, that's good.
You can really taste the Highlands now that malt.
Here's the thing, though.
peat.
Johnny Walker Blue is $200 a bottle ish. You know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I've had other scotches that are nowhere near that are much better.
It depends on what you want. I mean, it's a
If you want-
blended Scotch, the blue.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's a nice smooth scotch, but it's so what? I mean, you can get 12-year-old Macallan that tastes better and you could get like 4 bottles for what you could. For
The one I can't drink is Chivas Regal.
That's barely scotch.
I know.
It's brown alcohol. It's alcohol with hepatitis.
You know,
right?
that's
Vodka.
that's kind of like calling.
I was handed a shot once, and they said, "Here, it's Scotch," and I thought I had a implosion of sorts.
The fact that you would do it as a shot versus sip it should tell you all you need to know.
Right.
It's sort of the Pabst.
Someone just handed me it. This is in my days where if someone gives me a drink, I drink it.
You know, Chivas
That's
Regal's.
why Eric roofied me last year.
Slander cast.
Wow.
It's like Chivas Regal is sort of the Pabst Blue Ribbon of Scotch.
Yeah. Mud Monsters never had Scotch though. Perfect opportunity. Cleveland.
Yes.
All right, I'm sick of hearing about Cleveland and all of Ohio.
All right, Jefferson.
Adios, everybody.
Thanks,
Adios.
Jeff. See you later.
Jeff, Craig, I will see you guys next week.
Goodbye, sir. Intel New
Bye.
York.
Next week,
Bye-bye.
yeah.
You signing off, Jeff?
Yep,
Yes,
I'm
I gotta go as well, fellas.
Got to
All
get some
right.
Scotch, right?
Goodbye, Jeffs.
Yes.
All
Thank
right.
you guys. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you.
Jeff's,
See you, New York.
Jeff's out.
Jeff's,
Jeff's out. Now, that's
Jeff's
clever.
signing out.
Clever. All right, Cleveland. I want to see it.
Yes. Hold on.
Cleveland town,
Yes, it's
everyone.
Cleveland town. There they go. Away they go. All right.
Cleveland.
All right, Craig. Calm down. Oh, pardon me.
Fun times in Cleveland again. Still Cleveland. Come on down to Cleveland town, everyone. Under construction since 1868. See our river that catches on fire. It's so polluted that all our fish have AIDS. We see the sun almost 3 times a year. This guy has at least 2 DUIs. The flats look like a Scooby-Doo ghost town. Don't slow down in East Cleveland or you'll die. Our economy's based on LeBron James. Buy a house for the price of a VCR. Our main export is crippling depression. We're so retarded that we think this is art. It could be worse though, at least we're not Detroit. We're not Detroit.
I love the seagull at the end.
Very good.
We're not Detroit. We are. All right. We're done here. Our main export is crippling depression.
If I didn't know, I would have thought they were describing Detroit.
They pretty much are. Scott in Cleveland, thanks. That was fun. I'm not sure if he's lying or he's never coming back.
JB Vet says, I'm still going to drive to Detroit.
Via Cleveland, perhaps?
One day.
Yes. Don't make it a hurt. Don't take it. No rush to get it.
Yeah. Wait till the great renaissance we all hear is coming.
Is it? I heard Coleman Young was going to turn this city around. I'm not sure. All right, guys. We're done here. Thank you, chatters. Thank you for those of you that stuck around. Adios.
Adios.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Goodbye.
Crippling depression.